has had a powerful influence over the past years. According to him, the impact of IT on the world is political, which influences the public opinion of young people, economic, examples of which are cloud, social media, big data that rewrote the landscape of global economy, and lastly, social that show evidence in education, teaching different apps. So meanwhile, discussion on different trends and applications like Plantics, which is an app that revolutionizes farming technology with a bit of help from AI. Second is Bias Incube, then also Kubo AI, then Indiegogo, an AI that tracks the plant's health condition. Also, big data is used to manage database and for rapid adaptations of MS Teams. Lastly is the remarkable two takes handwritten notes and converted them into different notes. Bigger job roles opportunities awaits every IT graduates like being a business analyst, computer service tech, cybersecurity specialist, data analyst, data scientist, data administrator, hardware engineer, and computer technician, also IT consultant, IT manager, multimedia developer, network engineer programmer, tech support with BPOs, and web developers. It will be of great help to us to focus on the specialization of our students to become globally competitive. Another opportunity for the academe and industry is the linkages and collaboration. Our students may undergo OJT in their company. There are just few benefits we have in this kind of webinar series. So let us enjoy the week. Thank you very much. God bless us all.
Thanks again, Dr. Raquel. And the staging of this week-long webinar would not be possible if it was not with the strong partnership of PSITE Central Luzon with iPhTech Incorporated and its CEO, Mr. Mark Jan Enriquez. So in behalf of the entire PSITE Central Luzon, our huge thanks to Mr. Enriquez of iPhTech for this fruitful partnership and collaboration. More years of partnership with you, iPhTech. And now, I am sure everyone is eager and excited to learn new things about the topic. So, mental health or mental threats in the world of freelancing. Allow me to introduce to you our speakers. So, we're lucky because we have three speakers for today's webinar. So, the first, of course, is okay. So, he joined the team from Freelancer Pinoy, where he was the managing director of business development for Philippines. His key role was to provide world-class services to partnership in multiple locations. The company has shared service to provide professional level of support across regions such as architecture, engineering, IT accounting, healthcare, sales, and marketing development. His career in the IT and digital marketing industry started in 2008 with SoftTech Park, the marketing team of Ubuntu, became the first to lead different teams around the globe, including India, Pakistan, China, US, and Philippines. As such, he was responsible for the general marketing, profitability, growth, and expansion of the company, which promotes web development, web design, and COO expertise. In his 11th year of career excellence, he also successfully worked as editor-in-chief of the Totalpreneur and World Love Week magazine for Thailand and US, and as a strategic manager at Red Letter Marketing. He gained prestigious certifications from FedEx, such as the Masters in Black Belt Six Sigma and a certified project manager through the Project Management Institute. He is the current CEO and president of iPhTech, the International Philippine Technologies, which is an IT digital marketing corporations. Chaperones, an LLC e-commerce and SaaS company in Colorado, US. So he also leads a small community to freelancers and virtual assistants that is recently gaining traction in different social media platforms. So he has played key roles specific in bridging the full in Asia and American overseas sales, operations, and marketing to Philippine professionals. He has mastered driving net promoter scores for several consumers businesses on various verticals by being an individual contributors and being a servant lead of extremely large teams. So to mention his experience in handling multinational corporations. Of course, our speaker for today, the IT marketing expert, the CEO of iPTech, Mr. Mark Jan Enriquez.
Hello po, maraming salamat for that introduction, Ma'am Rolida. Um, yeah, everyone, good afternoon po sa inyo lahat. And again, thank you po kay Sir George for inviting us and IP Tech to be part of the speakership program ng PSITE. So what I'm gonna do is to share my screen. Window. Okay. All right. I hope you guys can see my screen now. Uh, so ang topic po natin for today is really all about mental threats in the world of freelancing. As you know guys, yung freelancing, masyadong malawak tong yung word na to, tong freelancing. Kasi kapag freelancer ka, pwede kang freelance na nasa bahay lang, no? Freelance kang nagtuturo. You can be an educator pero freelance na nagtuturo ka rin ng ibang courses outside your real field, no? May mga ganon. You can get students from from anywhere in the globe, really. Pwede kang mag-freelance na freelance model, no? So maraming sangay yung tawag dito, yung pagiging freelancer or yung world ng freelancing. So I would rather say na mental threats in the world of people who are working remotely or those who work home-based, sabihin natin. Kasi pag sinabi natin home-based, mas malaki yung saklaw niya. Pwedeng home-based ka pero full-time ka. Home-based ka pero hindi ka freelance. You are working full-time and long-term with just one company, no? Katulad ngayon, merong mga companies in Manila and even here in Clark City wherein pinag-home base sila from office base, pinag-home base sila iisang company, but they are not freelancing at all. They are not getting more clients than more than one or more than their current employer. Ayan. So, yun po. I'll just do the introduction in some slides, and then my operations manager Jerry and also Lear, who are in our recruitment and operations, will also be sharing their experiences in terms of working home-based. Before I started the corporation that we have here in Pampanga, we have 4 offices here in Pampanga, or two in the O. There are 2 enclosed buildings, and then we have here in Friendship. We also have in San Fernando coming up. And we used to have offices in Pangasinan. We used to have a team in Davao and Mindoro. So pretty much we've handled home-based people or home-based workers for many years now. No, definitely, ang mental health is something that we need to protect, and meron dapat tayong mga guidelines dito on how we can protect. Kasi sometimes, or most of the time, no, ang mga taong nag-work home-based, marami pa rin silang responsibilidad sa bahay. No? Kasi minsan may asawa, pero yung asawa, iniisip na maglinis, no? Maglinis yung, dito ka lang na nag-work sa bahay eh. Sa bahay ka lang din, ba't hindi mo pa linisin yung ba't hindi ka pa maglaba? No? Those things contribute with the mental health. Yung nagtatrabaho ka na, and meron pang ibang umaasa sa'yo na maglilinis, especially karamihan ngayon, no? Kapag home-based ka daw, kapag nagtatrabaho sa bahay, you get more money. Just because siguro may maraming talagang clients that they pay a lot Kasi hindi naman yung clients, hindi na sila nagbabayad sa electricity, sa gadgets. So, they tend to get more pay than those who are in the office-based. Kasi ang mga office-based, just like meron dito sa uh, malapit sa Marking Mall, no? One seat costs almost 22,000. Ayun, yung upuan lang mismo at saka yung table, babayaran nila yung upuan ng table pa lang. Iba pa dun sa salary nung employee. Pero dito, sa mga nag-home based, they get the full amount. Okay? And of course, ang mental health is a great contributor of those who are depressed. Whether you are happy in a day is really meron talagang factor pa rin ng mental health, no? Mental and emotional factors. Mental health relating to the mind is the emotional and intellectual response of an individual to external reality. Ang sabi ni World Health Organization, ang mental health daw is the complete physical, mental, and social well-being and not merely the absence of disease and infirmity. It's the general definition of health nga eh. Hindi lang ito mental health, pero tong definition nila na to, it's really for all types of health, mental health, physical health, everything. No? So, mahirap. Paano natin mamamanage? Especially dun sa mga students. Okay? I know that a lot of you here are educators. Sa mga students, minsan, meron kami kasi dito nag-aaral, no? May nag-aaral din kami na employees. Apat sila. And they are also studying. We allowed them. Kasi nga, remote naman. May mga personal pa rin silang problems sa bahay, marami. And then yung isa, he was a scholar but then he failed to submit yung requirements niya. Actually, he did. Pero yung instructor was not really forgiving, no? She did not accept yung reason nung student na may mali ata parang dun sa system kung saan sila nag-upload ng documents. And the student was very, I think he was depressed or he was very down. Kaya we needed to create a program for him so that he can cope with the next semester. So instead of just reaching out with the instructor or yung mismong school so that we can talk to them as a company, para sa amin kasi labas na kami doon. What we can do is to support yung emotional balance nung nag-aaral na employee. Kasi hindi lahat ng nag-aaral ngayon is of the same age, yung mga 16, 18, lalo na sa college, no? Hindi. Marami nag-aaral ngayon na may responsibility na sa pamilya. Okay? So, eto, itong mental health na to is really helpful sa ating lahat. Kahit yung mga nasa bangko, I have a cousin who's also a manager of a bank in Manila. Ganun din. They have discussions about mental health kasi mga naka-home base sila, pinag-home base sila nung bangko kung saan sila nagtatrabaho, and they send reports. Mas malaki yung tendency na nagagalit yung boss nila kasi hindi nakikita ng boss yung connection. Wala silang connection, wala silang engagement on a daily basis. So kapag nalilate yung reports, kapag hindi nakikita ng boss, nagagalit, nagra-rant sa chat or sa email. So yung mga ganon, we need to be careful and we need to assist ourselves, of course, to cope with the stress. Freelancing, ito yung sinabi ko kanina, yung freelancing, malawak tong term na to. Pero hindi lahat ng nagtatrabaho sa bahay ay freelancer. Okay? That's why kanina sinabi ko, I suggested na we'd rather make it home-based work or remote work than freelancing. Kasi sa freelancer, pwede kang freelancer na model, freelancer na artista, na singer, na event manager, yung mga gumagawa sa kasal, sa mga binyag, yan. Event coordinators, yun pala yun. So, working home-based is where a person works for themselves rather than for a company, while freelancers, eto pala, pang freelancer to, freelancers do take on contract work for companies and organizations. They are ultimately self-employed. So, ang freelancer, pwede siyang madaming clients. Okay? Pwede kang nagwo-work as a home-based worker na marami kang clients pa rin pero full-time. Okay? Full-time yun. 8 hours pero tatlo ang client na hinahandle mo and you are earning 150,000 pesos. Yun. So usually iisipin nyo may mga freelancers or may mga home-based workers. They are earning really huge amount like 150,000 to 200,000 a month. They're earning that much. But sometimes, or actually hindi eh, maraming times pa rin that they are depressed kahit nandun sila sa bahay and they are with their family kasi mas maraming contributing factors na nai-experience sila kapag nandun sila sa bahay. Akala ko before sa statistics, kapag nasa office-based ka, mas mataas yung contributing factor na ma-depress ka because of what you see outside and how people will treat you. And then may mga statistics kailan lang na yung mga nasa bahay, they get more problems, no? Lalo na ngayon na nagkaroon ng pandemic, everyone is just at home, karamihan hindi pwedeng lumabas or limited ang paglabas ng bahay. They are earning much pero they cannot spend the money that they have. All they do is just really invest, and not everyone is really thrifty, no? Hindi lahat mapag-impok, hindi lahat mapag-ipon. Lalo na yung mga Pilipino, gusto nila lumalabas, they want to spend money. Ayan. So, freelancers are responsible for all sorts of things that traditional employees are not. Syempre, hindi katulad ng mga nasa office, no? May mga contract kayo. Ang mga freelancers, walang contract yan. Minsan, ang project yan, 2 oras lang. Or task na ibibigay, makakakuha ng client, 2 oras lang. The same thing with other forms of freelancers. For example, event manager ka, ang inasikaso mo is kasal, siguro sabihin natin, asikasuin mo yung kasal in just 2 weeks time or 3 weeks time as an event manager, then definitely, yun lang, yung pag-uusap nyo nung kliyente mo. Pero yung mga home-based workers, na meron silang mga long-term client at saka full-time, may mga client kasi na mabait during the interview. Okay? Mga client na mabait during the interview, pero pag nasimulan na yung work mo, may konting mali ka, clients will get mad. Lalo na yung may mga Pilipino pa rin tayo na kapatid na sensitive sa culture ng iba. Kapag ba yung client ng isang home-based worker ay sabihin natin ay isang foreigner, Amerikano, no? Sabihin natin, just an example, tapos medyo nagalit, nakapagsabi ng masama, no? Nakapagmura, okay? Pero yung pagmumura na yun, parang sabihin natin na gano'n na lang talaga sila magsalita. Pero yung iba kasi, hindi sila sa gano'n, na-offend sila. Okay? So yung mga ibang clients, pag sinabi mo na, na-offend ako sa sinabi mo, ganyan-ganyan. Sometimes foreign clients would understand. Pero sometimes, they don't. No? Ang gagawin nila, naalisin ka na lang nila. Dito, sa pag-home-based work, kahit may kontrata kayong sandamakmak, kahit napakaganda ng kontrata nyo, kahit napakalaki ng client na nakuha mo, if they want you out, you'll be out. Okay? So, mahirap yung mag-manage ng mental health, lalo na kapag nagkamali yung home-based worker. No? Sa pagiging home-based worker, I think last time we discussed, maraming types. Pwede kang social media manager, educator, consultant, or IT consultant. Pwede kang developer, analyst, or systems analyst, DevOps, yan. Pwede yun. You can get a lot of clients through the different platforms. Pero dito nga, sa pag-work home-based, mahirap i-handle kasi hindi mo alam yung timpla ng clients. Paano kung yung client mo hindi pala hindi siya galing sa US, galing siya dun sa matatapang na countries, no? Sabihin natin, galing sa Middle East, marami kasi matatapang doon. Sometimes hindi matatapang, no? Stricto. may mga lahi kasi, may mga nationalities na stricto talaga sa work. Konting late mo, kahit naka-home base ka, they will get mad at you, they will reprimand you in front of the team. So, yung mga clients, they do not care about it. May mga ganun na clients. Unless, of course, if palaban ka talaga na home-based worker and you really would like to defend yourself, if ever nagkamali ka and i-defend mo yung sarili mo sa client, I don't think magiging masama yun. Kasi ang mga clients maintindihin yan. Kaso lang, may mga culture pa rin sila, may mga style pa rin sila na nakaka-touch talaga ng emotions negatively. Ayan. So, sandali ko. Ayan, statistics of people doing freelancing. Ito 2018 pa to kasi we never really had a good survey of freelancers back in 2021. Pero PayPal's 2018 Global Freelancer Insights Report, at least 2% of the Philippines population is said to be freelancers. But I doubt right now, sobrang dami na. The online sellers can be considered as freelancers, no? Kasi yung mga online sellers na yun, hindi naman nila full-time yan. Meron pa rin mga ibang trabaho yan na pinagkakakitaan. So they get to work with other projects pa rin or other type of task. Yung mga influencers sa YouTube, may iba-ibang trabaho pa rin yan. Like, just being an influencer sa YouTube would not mean na dun lang siya kumikita. Like yung may sikat na influencer si Kong. Kong is kumikita sila sa gaming, kumikita rin sila sa YouTube videos or sa iba pang platforms. Some of the many types of work Filipino freelancers are engaged in data entry, research, virtual assistance, and customer service. Pero sinabi ko din last time, marami na ang nasa field ng IT consultant, web development, software creation, software engineers. Yan, marami na. And even, ayun nga, yung IT consultancy and DevOps, managing servers. Yan, marami na. Okay, the common reasons of mental issues for freelancers. So, eto, yung tanong niya, naisip mo ba at one point na, what is wrong with me? Okay? Mental health or taking care of your emotional status doesn't really mean that you are depressed or you have problems. When you are depressed, you do not really know the reason why. Okay? Marami kasing nalilito dun sa lungkot versus dun sa wala kang energy and you do not know the reason why. Okay? That happens. Lalo na kung siguro parang pinagsakluban ka ng problema sa mundo. Pero meron pa rin yung mga tao na kahit masayahin sila, they still get the depression. Okay? But again, mental health or this topic is not just really all about people who are depressed. That's a different and particular topic to discuss on. So whatever is the cause of you feeling that something is negative, no, there are definitely actionable items that you can take or that you can do to feel better. And as a freelancer or as someone who started as a freelancer and someone working home-based for many years before, working from home is, sabi ko kanina, hindi madali, pero a lot of possibilities that you really need to consider so that you be able to have a process, no? Kung hindi man yung process, some steps that you can figure out para ma-resolve yung issue mo within you. Okay? It may not be because of others or your mental health, or sabihin natin yung pagka-down ng feeling mo, it may not be because of others, but it's just you. Ikaw lang. Minsan gusto mo lang manood ng YouTube all day, no? Maraming trabaho pero gusto mo na lang manood ng YouTube all day or sa Facebook all day, no? Nang nangyayari, nagpo-procrastinate ka. Kung hindi man dahil sa procrastination attitude mo, nagbabrowse ka na lang ng nagbabrowse sa social media hanggang mamatay na lang yung time. Hanggang nandun ka na lang, okay? Pero at the end of the day, hindi mo alam yung reason, bakit ba ako browse ng sa YouTube. Okay? Hindi mo alam na aapektuhan na yung mental status mo. Okay? Lear is hello, Lear and Jerry.
Hello, sir.
Hello, Lear and Jerry. Are you going to take over the discussion for
Yes, definitely. I'm going to take over.
Alright. Hello guys. So, mga moms and sirs, the next presenter is Cherry, my operations manager, and also Lear. Lear has concentrated in psychology too, with her undergrad, and has been part of our recruitment and human resources team. Jerry did the general management of our company for many years now, and they're going to share their experiences and their thoughts on the next slides. Maraming salamat.
Thank you so much, Sir Mark Jan Enriquez. So for now, our next speaker is Mr. Jerry Cantillero, the Operations Manager of iPhTech.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. So give me a few moments. I'm going to share my screen.
Anyway, so before the start of talk of Mr. Jerry Cantillero, let us welcome our PSITE Central Luzon former President, Doc Joey Suba. Hello, Doc Joey. Thank you so much for attending this event.
Thank you, Dr. Sonsa and the rest of the board. I would like to greet Mr. Cantillero. Good afternoon, sir,
Hi, good
and the rest
afternoon.
of the board. Welcome again in the PSITE webinar. Thank you for your support. Good afternoon, Sir George.
And of course, Dr. Joey. Yeah, sorry, George. So later we have our raffle. Okay. Sir Jerry, are you okay?
Okay, so magandang hapon po sa lahat ulit.
Okay.
Okay, malinaw po ba ninyo naririnig yung audio ko po from your end?
Medyo blur ng konti, sir.
What about this time po? Mas okay po ba?
Ayan. Okay po.
Alright. So, freelancing or freelancers, before nagkaroon tayo ng pandemic, may mga stigma na ang mga tao kapag tinawag kang freelancer, or if you consider yourself as a freelancer or people or professional who is working from home. Nakakadulot yun ng mga iba't ibang mental issues sa kanila. And then, especially nung nagpumasok yung pandemic, maraming adjustment ang ginawa ng mga tao. Yung mga hindi pa nagka-freelance, ngayon, they started working from home na. Sometimes, they do actual freelancing work. They accept projects or consultancy work from local or international clients para masustain lang nila yung financial needs nila. Kasi di ba sa pandemic ngayon, maraming mga nawalan ng trabaho. Ang taas ng unemployment sa bansa. So, syempre yung mga bayarin natin, hindi pa rin nawawala yan. So, ongoing pa rin yan every month. We have to pay for our bills. So, because of that, nag-resort sila doon sa pagiging freelance or any side hustle na pwede lang gawin while working from home. Especially doon sa mga area na naka-ECQ pa rin or yung mga hindi pa rin sila makalabas freely sa kanilang bahay. Alright, so discuss natin yung mga common reasons kung ano yung nakakapag-impact sa mental issues ng freelancers. Alright, so ito yung na-discuss kanina, although pasadahan ko lang din uli. Kapag tinanong ka, madalas yung mga nag-freelance, especially dun sa mga bago, marirealize nila parang may mali. Parang may mali sa ginagawa ko. So bakit ako hindi umaasenso sa iba, yung iba naman nakakapag-adapt ng mas mabilis? Alright? So, yung mga uncertainties sa paligid nila bilang freelancers, nakaka-add up doon yun sa mga concerns nila, sa mga worries nila sa buhay. Kaya minsan hindi nila maiiwasan na itanong yung sarili, ano bang mali sa akin? Ano bang mali sa ginagawa ko ngayon? bakit hindi ako umuusad, bakit hindi ako nagpo-progress, hindi ako nag-grow, bakit yung mga ibang nag-freelance din is or nag-work from home is mas stable sila. Right? Kasi may mga, yung unang reason dyan is na-overwhelm sila. Akala kasi nila na kapag you do freelance work or work from home, iniisip nila na madali lang ang freelance work. Dahil flexible time, flexible work schedule, and then you are working at the comfort of your home. Pero remember, as a freelancer, yung client mo, they are expecting you na magpe-perform ng maayos. Kasi kinontra ka nila for a freelance work, so they're expecting output or results doon sa gagawin mo for them. Especially sa mga freelance, iba-iba kasi yung pay arrangement nila. Merong hourly basis, may bi-weekly, merong fixed rate, depende sa project. Let's say ang project na to is only good for a month or for 5 weeks, so babayaran ka lang nila for that particular project. Meron naman fixed rate na parang merong monthly freelance earnings na binibigay yung client. So depende yan. So kapag yung mga bagong dating sa freelance world is nakakuha sila ng bagong project or let's say nakakuha sila ng trabaho as a freelancer, let's say may mga freelance work na ngayon as a teacher, may mga freelance tutors, may mga freelance na content writers, graphic designers, halos lahat ng professions meron na counterpart sila as a virtual or working remotely. So, ang demand ng work almost the same. Sometimes mas mahirap na ang demand ng work kapag nag-freelance work ka kasi iniisip nila na hawak mo yung oras mo. So may mga client na sasabihin nila sa iyo na although sasabihin nila flexible work schedule, pero sometimes they're expecting na mag-work ka ng almost 24 hours or minsan broken schedule or flexible schedules talaga. And then another concern na nami-meet ng freelancer kapag nag-work sila sa bahay is yung family responsibilities. Siyempre, kahit naman nasa office ka or nasa bahay, andyan pa rin yung responsibilities mo after ng work. Ang downside lang is, karamihan sa mga freelancers, hindi nila alam yung transition kung kailan sila papasok sa personal life and transition kung kailan lang sila mag-work. Diba? Almost the same lang yung workstation nila nasa bahay. Pag nag-work sila ng, let's say, ang work schedule nyo is 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. And then, walang transition na magbebiyahe ka muna bago ka makauwi ng bahay. So, instant yung transition na kung saan nakakalimutan mo kung saan yung boundaries mo sa work at yung boundaries mo dun sa personal lives mo. If you're a family man, dapat alam mo kung kailan mo i-entertain yung family members mo or kailan naman yung work. Kasi yung demands ng work sa freelancing work is very fast-pacing at the same time mataas. And then, lalo na itong financial stress. Remember, ang freelancing work, project-based lang yan madalas. Swerte mo na lang kung may makuha kang fixed project na every month binabayaran ka ng client. Although dun sa mga freelancers na nakakuha ng monthly gigs, tinatawag nilang gigs kasi or mga projects, kung every month ka binabayaran ng client, good for you. Pero it doesn't mean na stable yan. Kasi mabilis, may mga freelancers na sasabihin na mabilis kumuha ng clients or projects. Totoo yun. Depende sa capability mo. However, madali din mawala yung clients na yun. May mga pagkakataon na you've done all of your best. Ginawa mo na lahat. Ikaw na yung pinakamagaling sa profession mo. Pero sasabihin ng client, sorry, I have to terminate this contract. Kasi nag-file na pala siya ng bankruptcy. Pwedeng sa local or pwedeng sa international country nila. And then pwede naman na in-house na pala. Instead na kukuha pa sila o i-outsource pa nila itong freelance work na to sa'yo, nag-hire lang sila ng in-house member. So maraming mga reasons bakit nakakadagdag sa financial stress. Kasi kapag sudden, unplanned, especially kung walang savings yung freelancers. So pag nawala yung client, although let's say he's earning 100,000 for a particular project. So he's been doing that for the past 3 months. So sa tingin niya, stable na ako kasi may 300,000 ako in just span of 3 months. Pero in just a snap of a finger, nawala agad yung client. It's either bigla na lang naglaho, tinakasan ka, or namatay yung client, or na-bankrupt sila, or nag-close yung company because of pandemic. So, syempre, ang bills natin, andyan pa rin yan, recurring every month. Kung nawalan ka ng income, kailangan mo mag-catch up again para makakuha ng bagong projects. Para meron kang pambayad dun sa mga bills mo. So, dahil sa mga situations na to, parang mararamdaman mo as a freelancer na parang ang hirap makahabol sa pace ng life, ang bilis ng takbo ng buhay. Although sa office-based naman ganun din, however sa office-based kasi medyo stable kasi most of the time direct hire ka ng company. Pero kapag freelance work or you're working from home, normally naka-contract base ka lang, project base yung arrangement mo, or sometimes hourly. May mga times na kung di ba ang normal work hours ng full-time employee is 40 hours per week. Kung as a freelancer ka at nabigyan ka ng hourly contract, ibig sabihin kung ilang oras lang yung tinrabaho mo for a month or for a week, yun yung babayaran sa'yo. So, hindi ka sure kung pasok ba sa budget yun yung earn mo at the end of the month or dun sa time na magpe-pay out ka na sa client na yun. So, nakaka-overwhelm kasi hindi mo alam paano yung in terms sa mga meetings, hindi mo alam kung paano yung meetings nila. Virtual ba? May mga tao kasi na mas gusto nila na face-to-face yung meetings. I remember nung first time ko mag-work from home, kasi may mga times na inaalaw kami ng iPhiTech na mag-work from home. Yung first week or first 2 weeks, na-overwhelm ako. Mas prefer ko kasi yung face-to-face interaction. So same thing happens para dun sa mga bagong freelancers. Kakapasok lang sa industry ng freelancing world. Yung mga nasanay sa office-based and then suddenly mag-work from home sila. Iba yung environment, although yung demands ng work tumaas palalo, pero yung communication parang humirap siya. Kasi halimbawa may pa-follow up ka on a certain matter, pero hindi na-respond yung kausap mo sa chat or sa call. So madedelay ka, may mga dependency sa task mo. So kaya yung mga freelancers, they feel overwhelmed kapag bago sila or kapag hindi pa sila sanay doon sa pag-freelance or pag-work from home. Another thing is feeling stuck. Kasi remember, from Monday to Friday or even kung may pasok kami Saturday or Sunday, nasa bahay ka lang kapag freelance ka. Especially yung pandemic, kahit sabihin mo naka-day off ka, hindi ka man masyadong makalabas. Very limited pa rin yung movements mo. Very limited pa rin yung pwede mong puntahan. Unlike before pandemic, after ng freelance work mo, pwede kang mamasyal sa Baguio, sa Manila, at kung saan-saan pa nang malaya ka. Pero dahil confined tayo sa work, sa space ng work natin or sa home, medyo nakakatulong yun sa mental health. Kasi lalo na pag may yung mga problems nagpa-pile up, problems sa family, problems sa finances, problems sa work, especially sa client, may mga clients talaga na very demanding. May mga clients na bawat movement mo gusto nila, alam nila. May mga clients naman na basta mag-message ka lang, okay lang sa kanila. Paano kung na-champo ka dun sa clients na puro meetings, sa mga clients na gusto, bawat galaw mo alam. So medyo, struggling yon if you are a freelancer. So you feel stuck dun sa buhay mo kasi ulit-ulit na lang yung routine mo everyday. Wala masyadong change of environment, walang change of scenery. And then, dumating pa, let's say, nagkaroon ka ng breakup with your loved ones or nasira yung relationship with someone else. Or limbawa, kailangan mo lumipat ng job or dahil meron kang member or co-worker na hindi mo gusto, ganun siya. So nakakadagdag yun sa mental issue or sa mental health ng freelancer. Okay? So next is feeling lonely. Alright? Bakit mataas yung tendency ng mga freelancers na mararamdaman nila na they feel lonely? Unang-una kasi parang medyo aloof na sila dahil nasa bahay lang sila, wala silang masyadong nakakausap. Although family members, relatives, pero iba pa rin kasi kung nag-work sa office. Andyan yung colleagues mo na face-to-face mong nakakausap. Let's say mag-coffee break ka, kasama mo siya, kausap mo. Magkakaroon kayo ng chit-chat during lunch break or during coffee break. So, at least nararamdaman mo na meron kang sense of belongingness. Unlike sa freelancing career, although ang kaharap mo lang lagi is laptop, wala ka mang kausap sa family. Although makakausap mo yung anak mo, kapatid mo, or parents mo, pero iba pa rin kasi kung merong ibang circle of people na nakakausap ka. Especially kapag meron kang family problem. Kasi pag may family problem ka, most likely ayaw mo muna pag-usapan o ayaw mo nang kumausap ng family members mo hanggat maaari. So, this is the time na you're gonna look for someone na pwede mong makausap, face-to-face, na nakikita mo. Although may mga video calls tayo, may video conferencing apps, pero iba pa rin kasi ang impact kapag face-to-face, right? Have you tried na mag-messenger, mag-viber, or mag-live, and then nakakausap mo yung friends mo or even relatives mo virtually. Iba yung impact kapag nakakasama mo sila, nahahawakan, di ba? So, ganun yung sa freelance work. Pakiramdam nila mag-isa lang sila. Mag-isa sila sa trabaho, mag-isa sila sa buhay. And then, nag-struggle sila na magkaroon ng social connections. Yung actual social connections. Lalo na ngayon, mas pinahirap ng pandemic situation natin yung social connections. Bakit? Kasi gusto mong i-hug yung tao, yung friend mo or yung katrabaho mo, hindi mo magawa dahil kailangan may proper distance para at least may preventive measures tayo against COVID-19 virus. Ganun siya. Okay? Next, experiencing trauma. So, may mga freelancers na naka-experience na ng trauma sa work. May mga projects na tinapos nila yung project ng 2 months, 3 months, pero hindi sila nabayaran ng client. Tinakbuhan sila. So, isa yan sa mga problem na nagkakos ng mental health issues ng mga freelancers. Kasi binigay mo lahat. Nag-devote ka ng time, effort, skill set, and knowledge mo to complete the project. And then suddenly, payout na hindi pumasok sa bank account mo or sa PayPal or sa GCash, whatever the payment channel na ginamit nyo na kung saan sinad ng client yung payments. Tapos then magpa-follow up ka, probably hindi ka na-replyan sa email, sa chat, nagre-request ka ng call, hindi ka pinagbibigyan. So, because of that uncertainty, and then alam mo na tinakasan ka, and then alam mo na yung pera na ini-expect mo from that particular client is budgeted na for this particular week or dun sa mga upcoming bills mo, sira yung plano mo. So, that would cause trauma sa'yo. Kaya minsan, iba, let's say na parang natakbuhan ka ng client, sa next time na magkakaroon ka ng project, makakuha ka ng bagong client, ang tendency mo niyan, it's either hihingi ka ng down payment, partial deposit, or yung iba naman, full payment. Or iba naman ginagawa nila is milestone approach. Milestone approach is, let's say, ang project mo kuwari is magde-develop ka ng buong website, and then 3 months yung project na yun based on sa assessment mo. So, instead na hintay mo pang makomplete yung project, let's say, kapag na-complete mo yung phase 1, maniningil ka na agad. Para at least partially, medyo assured ka na mababayaran ka. And then, kapag natapos mo yung 2/3 ng project, dun ka hihingi ng pangalawang payment. And then, kapag na-complete mo yung project, that's gonna be the last pay. So, may ibang arrangement sa freelancing career na pwede mong gamitin para at least maiwasan mo yung trauma. So, trauma pa lang yan sa work. May mga trauma naman sa client. So, di ba, remember, if ever magkakaroon ka ng international clients, may mga cultural differences tayo. Sabi nila ang Australian is, racist among sa ibang races. So, racist to sila. May mga ganon, may mga na-encounter kami. Ito, personal client namin ito. Na-encounter namin na uhusgahan ka kung sino ka. Minsan naman, hindi ka nila papakinggan kapag may recommend ka to solve the problem. Kasi tinitingnan nila yung race natin as a Filipino freelancer, ganun, or as a Filipino worker or a Filipino professional. So, depende sa client na makukuha mo, karamihan sa kanila, races, yung iba naman medyo mababa ang tingin, depende dun sa profession na ginagawa mo. Pero, isa pa lang yan. Kasi doon sa trauma na tinakasan ka sa payment, trauma doon sa part ng treatment sa'yo as a freelancer, meron pa tayong mga trauma na sumasabay, yung mga personal traumas natin. Halimbawa, may sudden event sa family, may mga nag-pass away, may namatay, or if ever yung freelancer na yun naka-encounter ng personal violence, di ba? So, nakaka-affect yun sa mental health ng freelancers. It also applies kahit dun sa mga nag-work sa office space. Kasi iba pa rin yung stress, pressure, and expectation sa work. Iba pa yung sa personal trauma na pwede mong ma-encounter sa household ninyo. So, nevertheless, experiencing trauma, it has an impact doon sa mental health ng freelancing. As a freelancer na professional. Okay? Next is experiencing sickness. Kapag ang freelance work mo or freelance experience mo is very traumatic, very stressful kasi di ba mataas yung demands ng work, puno ng uncertainties. So, may mga tendencies na magkakaroon ka ng mga sakit. Kasi remember, sabi daw nila na ang cancer daw, pwede ka magka-cancer kapag madalas kang na-stress. Kasi yung stress, trigger yan ng mga iba't ibang sakit. Kaya, sabi nga namin na ang freelance career is very stressful. Although, it may be lucrative, you can earn a lot of money, okay? Pero yung demands ng work, mataas, yung expectations, mataas, yung environment mo, you have to adapt sa process ng mga clients na meron ka. Let's say meron kang 5 clients. So, bawat client na yan may iba-ibang processes. So, it adds up doon sa stress level mo, sa pressure na nararamdaman mo. And then, later on, pwede ka ma-diagnose ng may sakit na posibleng magkaroon ka ng sakit sa puso, hypertension. Kasi depende pala sa schedule mo yan din, sa freelance work. At kung depende din sa negotiation mo with your client, may mga clients kasi gusto nila na sundan mo yung time zone nila. Halimbawa, if you are working with Australia, ang time difference nila is 2 to 3 hours ahead sila sa atin. Kung mga ganun, okay lang. So, mas mapapaaga ka lang mag-work. Pero what if US pala yung client mo? Or Canadian yung client mo? So, sa US, ang time difference is 12 hours up to 15 hours or 14, 15 hours or sometimes 16 hours. Depende kung nakakuha ka ng client sa Hawaii or sa client sa Alaska, depende. Tapos iba din sa UK. Sa UK ata, mga around 9 hours ang difference. So, mag-a-adapt ka doon sa time zone nila. Remember, ang role mo is freelancer ka. So, contractual ang contract mo with them. So, they expect na ikaw yung mag-a-adjust for them. So, especially kung hindi mo pa alam kung how to negotiate your schedule with them, yun, kailangan mo mag-adapt doon. So, yung time difference na yun, tulog yung kamag-anakan mo, ikaw gising sa madaling araw. Tapos habang tulog ka, sila naman gising. So, unang-una, health yung nako-compromise. Pangalawa, yung relationship mo with your families. Especially kung may anak ka. And then, syempre pag puyat ka, asikasuhin mo sila, tapos matutulog ka ng mga before lunch or after lunch or by lunch time. Ang gising na nun hapon or gabi. So, may mga times na mapapabayaan mo yung responsibilities mo as father or as mother doon sa children mo. And then, kapag nagkasabay-sabay yung problem mo, personal traumas, personal problems, and then yung mga client-related problems and situations, ma-overwhelm ka, di ba? Yung unang diniscuss natin. And then, minsan mako-confuse ka o mag-worry ka, ano bang nangyayari sa katawan ko? Bakit nagkaroon ako ng insomnia? Bakit iba na yung nararamdaman ko? Parang I feel unwell. Although wala ka namang nararamdamang sakit, pero pakiramdam mo parang wala ka sa mood, hindi ka 100% alright. So, yan ang isa sa mga nagko-cause ng mental health. Although syempre, sa freelancing work, kapag mataas ang kinikita mo, you tend to overwork. Kasi gusto mo mag-accept ng more projects para more income for your family and for yourself. Pero ang downside, naku-compromise mo yung health. Syempre, instead na ipapahinga mo na lang yung time na sa family mo, or after ng work, or after freelance work mo, ang gagawin mo, mag-accept ka pa ng another project. Remember, as a freelancer, you can accept several projects at the same time. Paano kapag yung mga projects na yun magkakaibang time zone? Halimbawa, may kaibigan ako na nag-freelance, ang time zone niya iba-iba. Meron siyang project na kuha from the US, may project siya nakuha sa Philippines, may nakuha siyang project sa Australia. So, gising siya ng almost 24 hours. So, good luck doon sa health niya as a freelance professional. Okay? And then, may mga times din na darating kayo doon kapag nag-worsen na yung naramdaman nyo. Kasi parang stage 2, una, overwhelm ka muna. And then, meron kang nag-experience ka ng trauma or sometimes yung mga previous na items. So, una, maramdaman mo muna is overwhelmed. Ay, ito pala ang freelance career. Second, maramdaman mo na, wait, parang hindi ako nagpo-progress. Parang na-stuck na ako dito. But parang hindi nag-enhance yung skill set ko. Bakit in terms of financial capability, ganun pa rin. Parang walang pinagbago. And then, mararamdaman mo, parang mag-isa na lang ako. Hindi katulad ng dati na anytime kasama ko yung ka-work ko sa office. Ngayon, mag-isa na lang. Parang nagkasabay-sabay problema, wala ka masyadong makausap. And then, ma-experience mo na, lalo pa pag tinakasan ka ng client or naging demanding yung client mo. So, you start to experience trauma. At the same time, kapag nagkasabay-sabay na yan, nagkapatong-patong na yan, dyan susunod na magkakaroon ka ng mga nararamdaman sa katawan. Pwede hindi ka na makatulog, balisa ka na, hanggang sa anxiety, depression, doon na mauuwi yun later on. And then, once finally ma-realize mo na parang, may silbi pa ba ako sa family? May silbi pa ba ako as a person, as a professional? Kasi parang wala ka nang nagawang tama, yung problems mo sunod-sunod sa client, sa family, and then wala kang makausap, yung social connection mo, social well-being mo medyo nag-decline. So, unti-unti kang nade-depress, magdududa ka na sa sarili mo na tama pa ba itong ginagawa ko? Or sana nakinig ako sa parents ko? Or sana nakinig ako sa friends ko or sa dati kong mentor or sa colleague ko na nasabi na wala kang future sa freelancing. So, depende pa rin. May mga freelancers pa rin na umaasenso. May mga freelancers na nagiging millionaires. So, depende pa rin yan kung how you look at things. Nasa mindset pa rin. Kasi same thing naman kahit sa work, office-based work. Bakit may iba nagpo-promote internally, may iba nagsasucceed, nag-i-improve yung financial capability nila? Bakit yung iba naman stagnant? Stagnant sa career, sa skill set, sa knowledge, even sa financial capabilities. So kapag naramdaman mo itong lack of self-worth, parang doon na papasok yung parang nagigilty ka na, tama ba itong decision ko? Or nahihiya kong marap sa family mo, especially if you have children, paano kaya yung saan mo kukunin yung pera, di ba? So pag nagkasakit ka na, although marami kang projects, pero still, is it worth keeping yung mga projects na yon? Tama pa ba itong ginagawa ko? So yun yung mga bagay na isa sa mga early signs kapag mayroon ka ng mental health issues na kailangan mong i-address kapag unti-unti mo nang nararamdaman to. Remember nung last year, nung kasagsagan ng Great Lockdown, March 2020, first 2 months, okay pa. Parang naisip natin, nagbabakasyon lang ako. And then napansin natin na 3rd month, 4th month, hanggang sa natapos na yung 2000, and then pumasok na yung 2021, nag-worry na tayo. Ubus na yung savings, kumusta kaya, hanggang kailan kaya ito, mag-enroll na yung mga anak ninyo na possible na nasa college, high school, elementary. So, may bagong new normal na naman na kailangang mag-adapt. And then in terms of work, may iba dyan na skeletal, yung iba naman tuloy-tuloy pa rin, yung iba naman na first leave pansamantala. So, depende kung ano yung situation mo. So, ganun din, may mga mental issues din ang naitutulot yung pandemic. Lalo pa kapag ang profession mo is freelancer ka or you're working remotely. And then dito, kapag nag-pile up na yan, dyan na mag-start yung depression. Yung 1 to 6, kapag na-experience mo na yung items number 1 to 6 na diniscuss ko previously sa previous slides, dyan na papasok yung depression. Depression is one of the considered first sign of mental health issues. Nade-depress ka na, nade-down ka na, naging anxious ka na. Tapos nagkakaroon ka na ng personality disorder. Medyo nagiging aligaga ka na, medyo balisa ka na, irritable, madali ka nang ma-irritate, di ba? So, nagbabago na din yung personality mo. Yung dating masayahin ka, ngayon tahimik ka na lang, nag-iisip, laging malayo yung tingin, hindi makausap ng family. Tapos mapapansin ng clients na, something has changed sa'yo, sasabihin ng client. And then, kapag nakita nilang na-apekto na yung performance mo sa freelance work na ginagawa mo, baka yung client na meron ka ngayon, magde-decide siyang i-terminate yung freelancing contract mo with them. So, lalo ka ma-stress kasi pinabayaan mo yung mga early signs. So, babalik na naman tayo dun sa square one, which is yung financial stress na big deal yan sa lahat ng Filipinos. Kasi even hindi Filipinos, even ibang nationalities na nag-freelancing, ayun, kasi instability ng financial capability nila ang nakasalalay. And then also, yung physical illness, sasabay na yan. Kapag naging chronic na yung depression mo, it may lead to another serious mental issues. Pwedeng health issues din, or yung physical issues sa ano mo. Kaya kailangan, as a freelancer, you need to pay attention dun sa mga early signs na nabanggit ko, yung from 1 to 7. So if I know na yung mga attendees natin is educators. So if ever na magkakaroon ka ng previous students or students na planning na mag-freelancing habang nag-aaral pa sila or after nilang kakagraduate lang nila this year and then mag-freelance muna sila dahil wala silang ma-applyan dahil nakakatakot mag-apply ng office-based work. So please advise them to pay attention dito sa mga sa mga early signs, especially dun sa number one na feeling overwhelmed. Kapag na-overwhelmed na sila, hindi na nila alam how to decide, how to make decisions pertaining to their career as a freelancer. So dapat i-guide natin sila. And if ever, right now, you are an educator and then you're planning to have a side hustle or magpa-part-time ka as a freelance educator or tutor or iba kung ano man yung hobby mo or yung kung saan ka, let's say, you are an IT educator pero meron kang passion for photography and then gusto mo mag-freelance as a photographer during your free time, pwede naman. However, kailangan mong balansehin kasi baka dahil marami kang mga engagements, sabay-sabay, may full-time job ka sa office-based or sa schools or sa institution na currently employed ka, and then gagawa ka ng freelance activities mo during your spare time, so you have to pay attention dito din sa early signs. Otherwise, things will get worsened. Ganun lang. So, yung pa lang yan yung parang reasons pa lang bakit nagkakaroon ng mental issues yung freelancer. Pero this time, let's talk about ano yung perception ng tao, anong perception ng family, anong perception ng anak mo, ng friends mo, ng katrabaho mo kapag sinabi natin na you're doing freelance work. Kasi di ba before pa, kahit wala pang pandemic, mataas yung stigma ng mga tao sa freelancer. Akala nila wala silang future. Pag sinabi mong, nag-freelance ka, kumikita ka ba dyan? Nag-freelance ka, may stability ba dyan? Nag-freelance ka. So, ibig sabihin, wala kang trabaho. Parang on-call. So, marami tayong mga misconception. Okay? So, please answer this question and sabihin nyo lang siguro, just keep it to yourself. Let's say, meron kang student na na-encounter and tinanong mo siya, hey, saan ka nagtatrabaho this time? Yung favorite student mo, nalaman mo na nag-freelance work siya. What is the first thing that came up to your mind na yung reaction mo nung sinabi niyang freelancing work ang ginagawa niya? I want you to think about that, okay? Ponder on that kasi malay mo, isa sa mga topics na madidiscuss sa mga succeeding slides, yung reaction mo kapag nalaman mo nag-freelance work yung dati mong students or yung relatives mo or ikaw mismo if ever na you're working from home. Diba? Iba kasi, especially dun sa mga, although I give due respect dun sa mga old people natin na full of wisdom, full of experience. Iba kasi before yung work, environment. Hindi pa uso noon yung freelancing, especially before the age of internet. Everything is face-to-face yung work, nasa office talaga. And very limited lang yung mga profession na pwede mag-work from home. Pero nung pumasok yung era of internet, nag-bloom yung internet, doon nag-start na may nag-freelance. Especially this year na tumataas lalo yung number. Based dun sa PayPal Insight Report as of 2018, 2% daw ang nag-freelance sa Philippines. Tama yung sinabi ni Sir Mark na it's more than 2% right now, especially pandemic ngayon. Halos siguro dumoble or more than double. Kasi even yung mga full-time naman sa company pero they start working from home. Meron akong kaklase, she works sa Bayer before when I was pursuing my graduate studies. So, controller siya sa Bayer and then ngayon nag-work from home siya. So, although pabor sa kanya dahil may anak siya, first son niya andyan, so nasusubaybayan niyo yung paglaki ng bata, especially yung mga anak ninyo, nasusubaybayan ninyo. However, iba kasi yung demands. Nasa accounting firm kasi siya. So mataas ang demand ng work. And nung nakausap ko siya before, sabi niya nag-a-adjust daw siya. Dahil ibang-iba daw talaga ang challenges. And then ibang-iba talaga yung approach, especially if you're gonna run a meeting online compared kapag mag-run ka ng meeting face-to-face. I'm not sure if you have felt that way na magpapatawag ka ng meeting with your fellow educators or with your coordinators or with your deans or kung sino man yung pinakamataas sa department ninyo nagpatawag ng meeting. So ma-experience yung difference ng conducting the meeting remotely or virtually tapos conducting a meeting inside the premise ng company, yung sama-sama kayo sa isang room. Alright? So ito yung first misconception ng mga tao pag hindi sila aware sa freelance work. Alright? So before that pala, sabi ng Forbes article, although ito 2013 pa ito, pero sa Amerika kasi daw, mataas din ang mag-freelance work. Although magandang economy nila doon, lifestyle nila maganda, pero hindi pa rin, karamihan pa rin sa kanila nag-freelance. Dahil alam nila na they can earn more, may flexibility, and then they would like to observe yung paglaki ng mga anak nila. So it's up to you kung ano yung priority mo. Pero sa America as of 2013, 42 million Americans are doing freelancing work. So after 8 years, probably nag-double na to. So nag-increase na to exponentially. Depende yan, lalo na yung pandemic. Hindi lang sa Philippines tumaas ang freelancing career. Even sa lahat ng bansa. Basta meron kang internet, you can earn money. So ito yung first misconception. Sinasabi ng mga tao, especially his family, napansin namin na yung family mismo ang unang nag-criticize doon sa family member nila na nagdo-doing freelance work. Especially if you're a parent and then sasabihin ng anak mo, hey mom, dad, I would like to be a freelancer. I'm doing freelancing work. Siyempre, ang first impression is, bakit nag-freelance work ka hindi ka kumuha ng full-time? Iisipin mo na yung anak mo is hindi siya nag-e-effort na magtrabaho or seryosohin yung profession niya. Pero in reality, ang freelance work, guys, is same lang. Same lang siya in terms of demands ng work, yung professionalism, and then hardworking sila. Actually, mas hardworking pa sila in a way na unlike sa office, kapag lumabas ka sa office, tapos na yung work mo. Ang freelancing, basta online sila, nakita nila yung status nila sa Facebook, sa Messenger, or sa Skype, or sa Slack, whatever communication channel yung gagamitin ng client with you. Pag nakita ka nilang online, pwede nilang i-chat ka anytime. So yun yung downside. So may difference ba in terms of productivity ng freelancing professional sa office-based professional? Depende pa rin sa tao. Pero what I can say based sa observations namin, same lang yung level ng productivity nila kung same sila ng mindset. So, nasa mindset pa rin ng tao yan. So, ang kagandahan kapag freelancing ka, medyo malayo ka sa office, yung boss mo malayo sa'yo, pero yung expectation mataas. And then mas babantayan nila, in-scrutinize nila yung productivity mo, yung output mo. Especially they cannot see you during yung work hours mo na 8 hours. So mag-output base sila niyan. So, and then, ang kagandahan sa freelancing din, kailangan mong magtuloy-tuloy yung pag-enrich mo or pag-brush up mo ng skills. Kailangan ini-improve mo yan continuously. Hindi ibig sabihin na mayroon kang 5 years may 5 years of experience ka na, sapat na yon. Kasi madalas ang mga nag-outsource, sila yung mga companies na una, gusto nila makatipid. Pangalawa, gusto nila makakuha ng mga best talents. Mapili sila sa pagpili ng mga freelancers na i-hire nila. So kung ikaw freelancer, kailangan mo makipagsabayan. Bago ka mang freelancer or veterano ka na sa freelancing, you continuously improve your skills kasi may mga bagong technology, may mga bagong advancements in terms of telecommunication, telecommuting, and then yung, syempre, virtual lahat ng ginagawa natin. So you have to be aware, you have to keep yourself abreast of the new advancements doon sa field mo. Alright? So for sure, meron sa inyo ang nakaisip na kapag freelance work ka, hindi siya seryoso magtrabaho. Parang pa-easy-easy lang. Ayaw nila ng mga serious work. Pero in reality, guys, same lang yung demands ng work. Yung professionalism, yung expectations, same lang. Madalas, mas mataas pa nga yung expectations kapag you are a freelancer. Kasi especially if you are getting paid ng hourly, every penny counts. Ibig sabihin, bawat oras na babayaran sa'yo ng client, dapat sulit yon. So syempre, para tuloy-tuloy yung projects mo with that particular client, gagawin mo lahat. Halos ibigay mo na yung langit at lupa sa kanila. Even your 24 hours, you have to be ready to give it up to them, yung 24 hours mo. Pero depende pa rin yan sa negotiation nyo, guys. Okay? Ang nangyayari kasi pag mga bagong freelancers, oo lang sila ng oo. Pero once na alam mo na yung kalakaran sa freelancing world or sa freelancing career, you will learn how to negotiate yung schedule, yung pay mo, even yung deadlines, ganun. Alright, so next misconception, freelancers don't have employee benefits. Alright, so sino sa inyo ang nagsabi na kapag freelancers walang employee benefits? All of them? Sila bang lahat? Depende pa rin. Depende pa rin yan sa client na makukuha ninyo. So if you're doing freelancing work and nagkataon yung client mo sa US, nagpo-provide din sila ng benefits or ina-adapt nila yung benefits na meron yung local country ng mismong freelancer, pwede yun. May mga clients na, halimbawa, tatanungin nila, magkano yung contributions mo for SS Pag-ibig PhilHealth? And then, idadagdag nila yun sa sahod mo para ikaw na yung mag-voluntary mag-contribute. May iba naman, may mga international client na meron silang parang partner dito, partner team or company dito sa Philippines na ipapaasikaso nila yung benefits. So meron namang iba, nagbibigay din sila ng HMO, yung for like health card. So maraming ways guys, basta merong pera magagawa ng paraan naman. So don't think na kapag freelancers wala silang employee benefits. It depends dun sa client. Kaya nga, swerte ng mga freelancers kapag mataas yung freelancing income nila. At the same time, meron din mga freelancing benefits na binibigay sa kanila. May mga company kasi or clients na regardless kung saan ka nag-work, nasa bansa ka ba nila or nasa Philippines or ibang bansa ka, they will treat you the same. The same way na tinitreat nila yung mga local or in-house members nila. So, huwag tayong masyadong close-minded kapag freelancers. Maraming yumayaman sa freelancing world. Although may mga challenges, syempre may opportunity cost. Kapag syempre, kung gusto mong kumita ng malaki, you have to give up something. Sometimes yung time for your family, time for yourself. Sometimes, mapipilitan kang i-compromise yung health mo. Pero nasa tao pa rin yan kung paano niya babalansehin. So, yung third misconception is tinatawag nila na you're doing freelancing, so ibig sabihin pro bono or free yung service mo. So ibig sabihin na parang for the sake of exposure, for just sake of small cash, gagawin mo yung trabaho na to. Kasi diba parang freelance lang. May mga ganung tao na kapag sinasabi ng freelancing, walang pera to. Walang pera sa freelancing world. Kung ganun sana, edi sana hindi na to nag-grow. Even sa Philippines. And then, actually yung Department of ICT, baka sooner or later, imo-monitor na nila yung mga nagpe-freelance. Siyempre, even yung BIR, baka sooner or later, itatax na rin nila yung mga BIR, yung mga freelancer na nag-earn ng so much or malaki yung earnings nila. Tama? So, kung hindi na, kaya binabantay ngayon ng Department of ICT at the same time ng BIR, kung paano nila i-regulate yung freelancing. So, syempre, matatax sila. Pero, mataas yung probability na itatap nila tong revenue stream for the economy ng bansa. Alright? So may pera. May pera sa freelancing career. At the same time, they're not doing it for free or for passion. Gusto pa rin nilang kumita ng pera. Kaya, siniseryoso nila tong freelancing world. Especially kapag nakakuha ka ng first project mo as a freelancer. Okay. So, related lang to sa previous slide na sinasabi na kapag freelancer daw make less money. Depende. Depende yan sa diskarte mo. Depende yan kung paano ka magpresyo ng services mo. Depende yan on how are you going to position yourself as a freelancer. And then, depende din yan sa negotiation skills mo. So, everything depends on you. Parang pag nag-apply ka ng work, remember, nung nag-apply ka dun sa institution, di ba may mga requirements kang sinubmit, may mga series of interviews, and then mga final interview ka. Probably some of you na-interview ng dean, yung iba sa inyo na-interview ng president of the institution. So, syempre, di ba prepared ka doon? Pinosisyon mo yung sarili mo one step forward kasi gusto mo talagang ma-hire ka ng institution na yan. So, same thing in doing freelancing. Kailangan mong i-position yung sarili mo. Kaya kapag freelancing ka, kailangan meron kang proper branding. Alam mo, meron kang sense of marketing or branding of yourself. Kasi kapag hindi mo pinag-aralan yung part na yon, mahirapan ka or minsan babarating ka ng mga clients. May mga clients na although ang budget talaga nila is ganito, let's say 100,000, and then tinanong ka nila what's your expected salary or expected earnings, and then sinabi mo around 40,000, bibigyan nila sa'yo 40,000. Although yung budget nila is 100,000. So, ganun pa rin. So, same lang to if kahit na naka-office base ka or naka-freelance career ka. So, pero ulitin ko, in reality, maraming mga freelancers ang nag-earn ng millions or thousands. Depende sa diskarte mo kasi you can get several projects at the same time. Alright. So, freelancers work from home. Yun ang sabi nila. Sa bahay lang ba nag-work ang freelancers? What do you think, guys? Alright? Sirs and moms, what do you think? Ang freelancers po ba work from home lang? Sa bahay lang po ba sila pwede mag-work? Dun sa mga sumagot ng yes, partially correct. Dun sa mga nagsumagot ng no, correct. Tama kayo. Pwede, pag freelancer ka, you can work anywhere. Kahit nasa beach, nasa bahay ka, nasa mall, basta meron kang internet, or let's say nasa kalagitnaan ka ng dinner date, kung gusto mo pa rin pagsabayin yan, or let's say nasa bus, nasa jeepney, or nasa car, as long as you have the internet connection, you can still do freelance work. And then may mga freelance, let's say may mga freelance profession naman na kailangan nila magbiyahe sa iba't ibang lugar. Let's say yung freelance researchers. So although freelance sila, pero yung nature ng work nila, they have to visit archives, libraries, information centers, or pwede sila magbisita ng mga iba-ibang restaurants. Depende kung anong klaseng research yung ginagawa nila. Parang freelance model, diba? It's a good example. Freelance sila, pero yung trabaho nila, hindi lang talaga sa work, hindi lang sa bahay. Pero pupunta sila sa particular studio na nandun yung photographer, andun yung makeup artist, hairstylist, to do the entire shoot for a particular brand. So, akala nila kapag freelancer lang sa bahay lang. So, hindi po. So, you can work anywhere. Pwede ka din mag-work on a particular office na i-assign sa'yo. Depende sa nature ng work mo. So, you are only limited by your own perception. So, kung sa tingin mo ang freelancer pang bahay lang, yun yung perception mo. Pero kung lalawakan mo, maging imaginative ka, you can do freelance work while you are having vacation. Habang nakalublob yung paa mo sa dagat, nandun ka sa beach, nagko-computer, and you're doing your part as a freelance professional. So, alright. So, what are the warning signs? Although may nabanggit na ako sa inyo guys na first 7 things na parang early signs. So, these are additional warning signs na masasabi mong meron kang mental health problems or yung someone or probably former students mo na nag-reach out sa'yo and then observe mo na itong mga early signs na to. So, dito sinasabi lang dito sa slide na to na you have to pay attention dun sa mga sudden changes sa the way they think, the way they behave. Kasi hindi mo na mamalayan na meron na pala silang mental health problems. Kung dating masayahin student mo na to and then suddenly nag-shift siya ng medyo down na siya madalas, tahimik na lang, seldomly nagsasalita, hindi na siya masyado nagsasalita or nakikihalo-pilo, or may tinatawag na social withdrawal na nilalayo niya yung sarili niya sa mga katrabaho niya, kaklase niya, or sa family niya. So, that might be a sign na meron siyang serious mental health problem na kailangang ma-actionan agad. Okay? So, yung mental illnesses naman, it can be how they react dun sa environmental stresses, let's say pandemic, war, or financial downturn, or possible pwedeng genetic, or minsan may mga mga biochemical imbalances. Kapag yung hormones mo hindi balance, di ba mapansin nyo, even sa lalaki and sa babae, may mga times na parang ang sungit ng tao na to, parang irritable siya. So, always pay attention dun sa mga small and sudden changes dun sa thoughts and behaviors nila. Kasi you'll never know na baka nandun na sila sa early stage ng mental health problem. Okay, so ito yung mga warning signs. So hindi ibig sabihin guys na dapat ma-experience nyo to. Yung iba dito, isa lang yung na-experience, iba dalawa, iba marami, 3. Pero ito yung isa sa mga early signs. Halimbawa, confused thinking, nalilito siya. Pupursue ba niya tong career niya to as a freelance o hindi? Hindi siya nahihirapan siyang mag-decide. Pwedeng family-related or pwedeng work-related na decisions na kailangan gawin. And then meron siyang chronic or prolonged depression. Let's say, nagiging irritable, madalas na siyang nalulungkot, hindi na siya jolly, hindi na siya vibrant yung personality niya. Everything is opposite dun sa dating siya. And then, meron naman dito na yung nagiging moody siya, may mga extreme highs and lows dun sa emotions niya, sa personality niya. So, it's an early sign yun na meron siyang mental health problem. And then, posibleng excessive fears, worries, anxiety. Siyempre, remember, maraming mga factors kung bakit nag-worry ang mga freelancers. Financial, stability, job security, ano pa ba, future nila, retirement, health, family, problems. So, marami yan. So, kapag napansin mo na excessive, sobra na, ang nakikita mong kahit na maliit na bagay, sobrang worried na siya, or nag-worry na siya, at the same time naging anxious na siya sa mga maliliit na bagay-bagay, I think kailangan mo nang makausap yung tao na yun and do the necessary action para ma-advise siya na mag-seek ng professional advice. Another thing is social withdrawal. Yung napansin mo, may mga nag-freelance guys na hindi na sila naliligo, hindi na sila tutulog, parang tumigil yung mundo sa kanila. Parang, although ongoing yung takbo ng buhay ng society, pero sa kanila parang naging independent yung buhay nila. Na ibig sabihin, parang yung takbo ng buhay nila, routine na lang, paulit-ulit na lang. So they tend to withdraw from their family members, from their friends, from colleagues, from classmates, kung ano man yan, even sa society. Hindi na sila nakikihalubilo. Dati, nagpa-participate sila kung may mga activities, may mga, let's say, may mga video calls yung friends, pero siya hindi na siya nag-a-attend. And then less frequent na siya nagre-respond or nagre-reach out sa mga kakilala niya. And then meron din tayong tinatawag na dramatic changes in eating or sleeping habits. So, ang freelancing career kasi, stressful din yan. So, kapag magkaroon ka ng mental health problem, isa sa mga indicator is, syempre, nag-stress eating ka. Syempre, nag-worry ka sa mga bagay-bagay. Yung regarding sa project mo, regarding sa client, regarding sa pay, regarding sa personal problems, and sa family mo. So, you tend to divert your attention doon sa excessive eating, yung stress eating na tinatawag. Minsan, hindi ka na makatulog, nagkakaroon ka ng insomnia, or sometimes, dahil sobrang busy na sa work, nakakalimutan mo ng kumain sa umaga, sa hapon, or matulog. Dahil, let's say, meron ka iba-ibang clients as a freelance, professional. So, iba yung time zone nito, may meeting, after ng meeting na to, meron ka pang susunod na meeting. So, yan, nagkakaroon ng dramatic changes. So, nagiging erratic na yung pagtulog mo, even yung eating habits mo, nagiging erratic. Nagbabago-bago na siya. And then, dito mapapansin mo, parang meron kang strong feelings of anger. Ibig sabihin, parang madali kang maghalit. Konting bagay lang, di ba, naging irritable ka na. So, may isang bagay lang na medyo nag-bother sa'yo, may tendency na magagalit ka na. Tinawag mo yung pangalan mo, pwedeng ang reaction mo is parang pagalit ka ng sasagot. Kasi you are unaware na may ganun ka na palang mga early signs na hindi mo nakikita or hindi mo napapansin. And then, kapag worst cases naman, nagkakaroon tayo ng strange thoughts or mga delusions, yung mga bagay na sa tingin natin, nakikita natin, naririnig, or nai-imagine natin na hindi naman pala totoo. Delusions. So ito, medyo malala na ito compared dun sa mga unang early signs. And then meron naman tayong hallucinations. So sa hallucinations naman, ito pag may nakikita kang bagay na gumagalaw, pansin mo parang may narinig ka, pero wala ka naman palang kasama sa room or somewhere. So nag-hallucinate ka na. One of the causes ng hallucinations is kapag deprived ka sa tulog. Based sa studies, may mga kapag ang tao ay kulang sa tulog, they tend to see things kahit hindi naman totoo. Kaya maraming napapahamak. Kaya dito, mapansin niyo itong suicidal thoughts. Yan, kapag mas lumala pa yung condition mo, hindi mo inaksyonan yung mental health problems mo, mauuwi ka sa ganyan. Mga suicidal tendencies mo. And then, magkakaroon ka ng inability na mag-cope up dun sa daily problems. Dahil nga, nagpa-pile up na yung mga problems mo sa client, at the same time sa personal life, parang na-overwhelm ka na sa mga problems, parang pakiramdam mo na stuck ka na doon, hindi ka na gumagalaw, hindi ka na makagalaw, hindi ka na makagawa ng sound decisions, paano mo isa-solve yung mga problems na to. And then, may mga mapapansin mo na mag-start na din mag-show up yung mga physical illness or ailments mo na hindi mo ma-explain. Siguro dahil na-trigger ng stress, na-trigger ng chronic depression mo, or ng iba pang mga conditions dahil dun sa mental health problems mo. And then, ito yung malala. May mga freelancers, remember ang freelancers, they can earn a lot of money. So if they have a lot of money, they have the capability to buy yung mga substance or mga prohibited drugs, mga prohibited substances para lang makapag-cope up sila dun sa problem. Para at least yung iba, gumagamit sila ng mga prohibited drugs para makalimutan na yung problem. Yung iba naman hindi makatulog. So, nag-worry sila. Gusto nilang ma-pacify yung worriness nila. So, nagtitake sila ng mga prohibited substances, which is hindi nakakatulong sa physical health at the same time sa mental health ng tao. So again, please pay attention dito sa mga early warnings na to. Posibleng kayo as an educator dahil sa pandemic, kahit hindi po kayo nag-freelancing work ngayon, kapag nag-work from home po kayo, kasi naapektuhan po tayo lahat ng pandemic, so you have to pay attention dito sa mga early signs. Baka po may mga na-experience na kayo some of these, at least one. So, seek professional advice. Ang pagkakaiba ng Filipino sa American, kapag sinabing, mag-seek out ka ng professional advice, isipin natin, hindi naman ako baliw. Bakit ako mag-seek ng advice? Ay, magastos yun. Wala akong pambayad sa psychiatrist or wala akong pambayad sa counselor or kung sino mang pwede mong makausap regarding dun sa current situation mo. Unlike sa US, kapag rene-require nila even yung mga members, halimbawa yung mayroon kang employee sa US, i-recommend ng HR kung sino man yung nasa HR department na mag-seek ng professional advice yung employee nila. Kasi doon, lang siya, parang prevalent yung ganun. Parang open sila. Hindi big deal sa kanila, pero sa atin, big deal kasi mabigat sa bulsa. Tapos sasabihin natin yung misconception na hindi naman ako baliw, bakit ako magko-consult ng professional expert regarding sa mental health ko. Alright, so yun yung part ng presentation na kinover ko for today. I'll call on here to continue the presentation.
Okay, thank you so much, Sir Jerry, for your very informative talk. So before we proceed to our next speaker, let us have our raffle for GCash, sponsored by Doc Joey Suba. So the winner will receive 100 pesos in your GCash account. So our PSITE Central Luzon Secretary, Professor Eve Villanueva, will facilitate our raffle. Yes, Ma'am Eve.
Hello po. Wait lang po, ayusin ko lang po. Present ko lang po.
Okay po. So, tatlo po yung makaka-receive ng 100 pesos. So, ang makakasali po ay yung lahat po na nakapag-register sa ating link. Yun ang makakasali. Okay. Hindi po marinig yung boses niyo. Ayan.
Hindi po, naka-mute po pala.
Okay.
First winner po. So,
First winner ay si
Ma'am
Okay, Pineda.
Quino. Pineda.
Yes po.
Andito po ba siya?
Okay, pa-comment na lang po ng name niyo.
Okay.
Okay, wow. Present po siya.
Name
Pa-comment
po,
na lang po
pa-comment
yung
na lang po yung
full
name
name niyo,
tsaka
sir,
po
then yung
yung
account
cash
sa
number.
GCash. Okay po.
Thank you po.
So, next
Second
po.
si Miss Jocelyn Enrile po.
Okay,
Nandito po ba
Jocelyn
siya?
Enrile. Present po ba kayo, ma'am? Ma'am Jocelyn Enrile?
Present, ma'am. Okay
Oh,
po.
ayun.
So,
So,
comment na lang po
present.
yung
Thank you,
name
ma'am.
and
Pasende lang po
cash
dito sa chat box yung name tsaka yung account number niyo po sa GCash.
Okay. For the third
Next
winner,
po.
si Ma'am
Okay, so
Diba?
Madam Rosemary Aguirre. Yay! May pang-load si ma'am.
Comment na lang
Okay,
po
so
yung name and number. Thank you po. So, over na lang po yung two winners again. Thank you po.
okay po, thank you so much, Ma'am Evelyn. Okay, so our last speaker for the day is no other than Mr. Lear Adrian Dacanay, the Sales and Marketing Officer of iPhITech. Hello. Hello po.
Hello, ma'am. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone.
Oh, okay.
So I'll
Okay, good
just
afternoon, madam. Okay.
please let me know po if you're seeing my screen. Okay,
Yes,
good.
madam. Okay na po.
So good afternoon po. So I'll be discussing about how mental threats affect the IT industry. So ano nga ba yung mga mental threats or paano naapektuhan ng mental threats yung industry ng IT? So first slide will be responsibility of freelancers versus mental health. So sa research na ginawa ng Leapers, which is a mental health support community for freelancers sa ibang bansa, they found out na 64% of self-employed workers or yung mga nag-work from home or mga freelancers na mayroong poor mental health has negatively affected yung sa nila, yung ability to work. So, ano nga ba yung mga factors that could affect yung mga self-employed workers natin with regards to their mental health? So, number one is yung sa stability or uncertainty. So, sa mundo kasi ng freelancing, you wouldn't know if until kailan yung trabaho mo sa isang client. Like, you couldn't tell kung until when. Like, anytime pwede kang tanggalin ng client mo, kahit ikaw pa yung pinakamagaling na freelancer. So, ayun, parang may uncertainty sa larangan ng freelancing. So, aside from the uncertainty and stability, is meron din tayo din sa perception ng ating with the people that surrounds us. It can be yung mga parents natin na nagsasabi na sa mundo ng freelancing kasi pag pinasok mo yan, isa sa mga magsasabi sa'yo or magko-contradict or kukontra sa pinasukan mo, which is yung freelancing, is yung family mo. Like they would say, baka scam lang yan, magtrabaho ka na lang sa office. So yun yung mga isa sa mga factors like mismong pamilya mo, they couldn't support you sa kung ano yung ginagawa mo, which is yung sa pag-freelance, they wouldn't know or they don't know na yung sa pag-freelancing is almost the same as pagtatrabaho sa site or on-site. Pero the only difference is yung sa setup, sa bahay and yung sa office. So aside from that is yung sa yung sa income po. Let's say you're working on a project and then all of a sudden tinanggal ka ng client mo. So sobrang hirap nun na lalo na kung na-budget mo na yung kung saan mo ilalagay yung pera, na-budget mo na siya sa gastusin sa pang-araw-araw like monthly payables, internet, bills mo sa bahay, kuryente, tubig.
So mukha pong nawala ng connection si Ma'am Lear. Hello, Madam. Okay, so let us wait for Ma'am Lear. Nagkaroon lang po ng technical problem. What if, Ma'am Eve, mag-raffle ka kaya ulit before natin... Okay. Okay po. Sige, raffle na lang po muna tayo.
Raffle po ulit muna tayo.
Okay po.
Nakikita na po ba the screen po? Okay.
Okay
So,
po. Nakikita.
meron po tayong i-raffle ko na po yung last two.
Yes po.
Last two winners. So, the fourth winner po.
Oops.
Si Ma'am Rosel Avila.
Ma'am Rosel Avila. Hello, Ma'am
Or
Rosel.
Zor-
Andito po ba kayo?
Dito po ba?
Ma'am Rosel Avila? Are you there? Bilang tayo, Ma'am Evelyn. Ma'am Eve?
Po, wala
Bilang.
mo, wala po ata eh. 10, 9, 8,
8, 7,
6,
6, 5,
5,
4,
3,
3,
2,
2, 1.
1.
Okay, naku, sayang naman,
Okay po.
Ma'am Avila. Okay,
Okay.
next po.
Si Mr. Robetel Andres or Miss.
Okay, so andito po ba? Si Robitel Andres.
Andito po, nag-comment po siya.
Okay.
Ano na lang po, pa-comment na lang po yung GCash number. Okay, thank you po. For the last po, winner, si Sir Aaron Paul Dolores Rosa.
Sir Aaron Paul de la Rosa. Andito po kayo, sir?
Dito po.
Present.
May po.
Okay, congratulations po sa
So,
mga winners sa
thank you
Friday
po.
po. 10 po ang 10 winners po. Yung pwedeng manalo ng GCash. Okay, andito
Comment
na
na
po
lang
si
po.
Ma'am Lear. Hello, Ma'am Lear.
Hello po.
Hello, Miss. Hello po.
Okay, ma'am. Sige, ma'am. You can continue your presentation
okay.
po.
Na po.
My apologies for what happened. I'm not really sure.
Okay po. Sige, ma'am. You can continue your presentation.
Okay, great. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay po.
I'll be sharing my screen po. So, ayun,
Ayan. Okay, ma'am.
According sa study po ng Lipper, 64% of self-employed workers natin or mga freelancers natin na may poor mental health has negatively affected their ability to work. So, may maraming factors actually yung reasons kung bakit merong poor mental health yung isang freelancer. So, one factor would be yung stability and yung stability or uncertainty. Kung hanggang kailan sila mayroong trabaho. Let's say, you're working fine with one client, tapos all of a sudden tinanggal ka nila without any reason. So, kahit ikaw yung pinakamagaling na freelancer or you provide or you give value, pag tinanggal ka nila, total cut-off na talaga. So, ayun, kahit may kontrata, kapag gusto ka nilang alisin, talagang wala na talaga. So, the only thing you could do is to look for other job. So, ayun, another reason is, syempre, pag nawalan ka ng trabaho, and then na-plan out mo na lahat ng budget mo kung saan mo ilalaan yung pera, monthly payables, tubig, kuryente, internet, pagkain, everything. Tapos nawalan ka ng trabaho, parang guguho yung mundo mo, lalo na kung wala kang savings. So, it's really a need for us talaga na magkaroon ng savings kahit freelancer man tayo kasi wala talagang stability. You wouldn't know kung until kailan ka merong trabaho. So, aside from income, uncertainties, or stability, we also have yung tumataas na competition sa iba pang freelancers. So, all you need to do is to do something that could lift you from the rest of the freelancers. Kasi sa panahon ngayon, lalo na pandemya, halos virtual na lahat online na lahat. So, parang dapat magkaroon ka ng mga strategies kung paano mangibabaw sa mga kakompetensya mo, given na dumadami na sila. So, ayun. So, next slide would be, eto, sinasabi dito na out of 64% na may poor mental health na nag-work in the office, only 29% yung may concern sa kanilang mental health. Meaning, if you're going to calculate it, wala pa siyang 50% ng 64. So, it's very sad na konti lang yung may concern sa kanilang mental health. And sa 29% na yun, you couldn't tell kung yung mga freelancers na ba yun na concern sa mental health nila is may ginawa ba sila or aware lang sila na may poor mental health sila. So, ayun. So, I am encouraging everyone talaga to do something if we know if may experience na tayo mga signs and symptoms ng poor mental health, then we need to seek for the help of others. Marami tayong mga mental health practitioners out there. We also have our family, which is supposedly our support system, our number one support system. Aside from family, we have friends or other significant others that we consider who can understand us with whatever problems that we have. Kasi in psychology, we believe na the only way to lessen the burden is to find a release. So dapat we need to speak out, find at least a release kung para gumaan yung pakiramdam natin. So ayun, it can either be through voicing out, sa pag-iyak, pagsulat, yun yung mga pwede nating gawin para ma-lessen yung burden natin. So dito, there is a comparison between working in the office and working from home. If you're going to work in the office kasi, meron ka ng support system na pwede mong i-access. Meron kang mga sa recruitment, meron yung mga HR officers natin na pwede mong mapag-sharean kung ano yung nararamdaman mo. Tapos meron yung mga kaibigan natin sa work na pwede nating makausap. Compared naman dun sa nagwo-work from home, na yung pinaka main communication niya is yung sa client niya mismo. Siyempre, hindi ka naman hinar ng client mo para mag-share lang or gawin siyang mentor ng buhay mo. Rather, hinar ka niya para tulungan siya sa kung ano man yung serbisyo na pwede mong ibigay sa kanila. So, ayun, 63% ng mga respondents ng LEAPers said that working relationship with clients influence their mental well-being. Ayun, yung aside din sa uncertainties or stability, yung sa income, ayun, papasok dito yung income, yung late payments causing significant stress and worry. So, yung mga late payments or yung worst case scenario dito is kung hindi ka talaga nabayaran. Kahit ilang follow-ups na yung ginawa mo, hindi ka pa rin binayaran. So, ang result nun, may stress ka talaga, lalo na kung wala kang extra na budget or savings. So ayan, lalo na ngayon, coronavirus, isa rin yung sa mga pinaka-factors kung bakit may poor mental health mostly ng mga, most of us actually, hindi lang mga freelancers. Kasi hindi natin alam kung until kailan yung COVID-19. And it's really sad. So, let's definitely hope for the best for the coming months or years. So, next slide will be common consequences that follows when mental illness remains untreated. So, ano nga ba yung mangyayari kung pinabayaan natin yung mental illness natin? Siyempre, given na marami ka ng problema, parang pasan mo na yung daigdig, or worst comes worst is hindi mo alam kung ano yung reason kung bakit ka malungkot. Doon papasok si depression. So, given na depressed ka na, pag naging chronic ito, there's a chance na maging anxiety siya, wherein you will be constantly worrying about things. Mag-worry ka about kung ano yung mangyayari in the next few days. And then, if you constantly worry about things, yung focus mo is mawawala. Like for example, preoccupied ka na sa work. So maapektuhan yung sa trabaho mo, definitely. Tapos if maapektuhan yung trabaho mo, syempre may mga pangarap tayo. We work kasi may mga gusto tayo sa buhay. And if naapektuhan yung mental health na, and then it could deviate sa kung ano yung kung hanggang kailan natin ma-achieve yung mga pangarap natin. Like, we start to question ourselves, dun napapasok yung self-doubt. Ang tanda ko na, bakit ganito? Ang tanda ko na, parang ang hirap ko pa rin i-achieve yung mga pinapangarap ng buhay. And then, kaya ko pa rin ba? Parang gano'n, nawawalan na ako ng gana, parang wala na akong worth, parang hindi ko na kayang mabuhay. Tapos, if worst comes worst, magkakaroon na rin tayo ng suicidal ideation. So, may isipan na nating maglaslas, magpatiwarik, magpasagasa, tumalon sa riles. Yun, possible na mangyari yun. If we fail to combat or to fight yung mga suicidal ideations natin, then it could lead to death. So, ayun. So, dapat talaga we need to do something about our mental health. So, ayun. Although, hindi lang naman yun yung mga reasons sa pagkamatay natin, not in the woods, possible din is yung sa ano, syempre if you work so hard pag nag-freelance ka at nakakalimutan mo ng ano, alagaan yung sarili mo, like if you didn't get enough sleep, hindi ka na nakakakain sa tamang oras, then may chance na mas prone ka sa iba't ibang klaseng sakit that could lead to death. So, ayun, kung makikita nyo parang isa siyang stages. We start with depression, anxiety, unfulfilled dreams, self-doubt, suicide, death. Parang it's a consequence of every stages. So next is, can we avoid mental threats in the IT industry? So ating alamin kung pwede ba natin i-prevent yung mga mental threats in the IT industry. So ano nga ba yung pwede natin gawin para makontrol yung stress, para mas matatagan natin yung loob natin, mas lakasan natin yung or to boost yung self-esteem natin. So, eto yung mga steps na pwede nating sundan or dapat nating sundan. So, first is pay attention to warning signs. So, let's say may hallucinations ka na, given na mention na kanina ni Sir Jerry yung mga warning signs. Ano pa ba? Hallucinations, prolonged sadness, or may depression ka na. Tapos, meron din yung sa yung insomnia, hindi ka na rin makakain. Pwede mo na rin i-take yun parang warning sign mo. Tapos, if you know or if you observe na meron ka ng mga warning signs, then it's time for you to seek for doctor or yung mga psychologists natin and psychiatrists. Dito sa Pinas kasi, there is a stigma sa pagpunta or pag-visit natin sa mga mental health practitioners natin. Like if you would visit your psychiatrist, they will acquaint you as baliw na agad. Pero sa ibang bansa, Western countries, it's normal sa kanila na na mag-seek ng help ng ating mga psychologists and psychiatrists. So ayun, we really need to seek help sa ating mga mental health practitioners para alam natin kung ano yung mga triggering factors ng mental illness natin. And yes, of course, to help us come up with treatment plan kung paano natin at least malalabanan yung mental illness na meron tayo. Kasi basically sa treatment plan na ginagawa is manggagaling talaga siya basically sa ating mga patients. And then from that, i-guide ka lang talaga ng ating mga mental health practitioners through counseling, and then mag-a-add silang ng mga psychotherapies and medications if needed. So ayun, we're also encouraged na if we feel changes, meron man o walang changes or improvements sa ating katawan while ongoing yung treatment natin, we need to update our doctors or mental health practitioners. Tapos, on the last part, sabi niya dito, we need to involve our families or any people that surrounds us. Kasi you couldn't tell if hanggang or when will you have the breakdown or meltdown, kung kailan ka mag-meltdown. And sino nga ba yung tutulong sa'yo? Hindi ka naman pwedeng tulungan ng kahit sino lang kung hindi nila alam yung sitwasyon mo. So, kailangan na malaman ng kung sino man yung kasama natin sa bahay, pamilya ba natin or mga kaibigan natin, kung ano yung nangyayari sa atin. Para pag in times na nag-meltdown tayo, is alam nila kung ano yung gagawin nila at maiintindihan nila tayo. Just, speak up sa kanila kung ano yung nangyayari sa atin. Okay, next is get routine medical care. Dito, likas na kasi sa ating mga Pinoy na um, like, I know somebody na or mga ilan nila, naririnig ko rin, na kapag kasi sila, kapag gumagaling na sa kanilang mga nararamdaman, like for example, may sakit sila sa puso, tapos they were asked to have follow-up check-up sa mga dates na to. Pero given na wala na silang nararamdaman, they felt na okay na sila, is hindi na sila mag-a-attend ng follow-up check-up. So iniisip din kasi nating mga Pinoy na another gastusin na naman yan. Okay naman na ako, wala na akong nararamdaman. Hindi ko na kailangang mag-follow-up check-up. So it's a no-no really talaga. Dapat mag-attend pa rin tayo ng mga follow-up check-ups natin kasi hindi natin alam kung may side effects ba yung medication natin or meron pa tayong ibang problem sa katawan na kailangang masolusyonan. So, ayun. So, sabi dito next is get help when you need it. So, ayun. Yung mental health kasi natin is mas mahirap siyang solusyonan mas mahirap siyang solusyonan if mas pinapatagal pa natin. So parang prevention is better than cure. So if sa tingin mo kailangan mo na ng tulong, wag mo nang patagalin pa. Mag-seek ka na agad ng help. Call your nearest psychologist or psychiatrist na. So, ayun, para mapreventahan kung ano man yung possible pang mangyari or negative na mangyayari pa sa iyo. So, next is yung pinaka-basic na pwede nating gawin. Take good care of yourself. First is you need to get an adequate sleep. So, kailangan natin ng at least 8 hours of sleep every day. So, ayun, kasi if hindi mo ma-achieve or puyat ka, dahil sa kakatrabaho or dahil sa kaka-Netflix mo, kaka-YouTube mo, or other things na ginagawa mo, kapag puyat ka, maapektuhan yung performance mo the next day. Like, the next day, aantokin ka. The next day, mas mababa yung energy mo. Compared sa kapag may enough sleep ka. Like, for example, you've slept for 8 hours, then mas masigla ka. So, dun pa lang makikita mo na yung comparison between the two. So, ayun, I wanted to share yung napanood ko sa Netflix and I am encouraging everyone na panoorin din siya. It is a Thai movie entitled Deep wherein they're conducting experiments sa pagtulog. So, doon malalaman mo kung ano yung mga consequence pag hindi ka natulog ng 2 araw, may hallucinations ka na ba, and so on and so forth. So, ayun, Deep po yung title. So, pwede po natin siyang panoorin sa Netflix. So, next is, aside sa sleep, healthy eating habits. Make sure na nakakakain tayo ng masusustansyang pagkain for a day that could suffice yung kailangan nating energy for the entire day sa pagtatrabaho. So, ayun, aside from eating healthy foods, make sure din na yung sa cholesterol, dapat iwasan, lalo na if may high blood tayo, and so on and so forth. Tapos, lastly is yung magkaroon ng regular physical activity. Like in my case, I do jogging, I do biking, tapos iba pa yung indoor workouts ko, tapos may diet din ako. So, ayun, dito sa picture na to, we're seeing this woman na meron siyang yoga. Nag-yoga siya. So, she's having her self-meditation. She wanted to connect with her environment, to have calmness, to have peace. So, ayun, we should find some time para magkaroon ng physical activity. We could do some exercise sa bahay, simple workouts, simple yung sa pagtakbo-takbo lang around the vicinity of your house, something like that. Tapos Dito, ini-encourage na naman tayo na to talk sa mga primary care providers natin if nagkaroon tayo ng problema sa pagtulog, sa diet natin, or dun sa physical activity. We can reach out to our personal trainers, tapos nutritionists, and psychologists or psychiatrists. So next is changing your mindset. Mindsetting is everything kasi talaga eh. If you have positive mind, everything will follow. Like in psychology, sa positive psychology, we believe na what the mind conceives, the body achieves. So, totoo nga naman talaga. So, dapat talaga magkaroon tayo ng proper mindset. So, dito, it says here na hindi mo agad makukuha yung proper mindset in one snap. So, kailangan natin ng constantly retrain our minds or our brains sa proper mindsetting. Like, papasok dito yung law of exercise sa psychology na kapag hindi mo ginagawa halos araw-araw or madalas yung isang bagay, mawawala siya sa sistema mo. So we need to constantly do this or constantly have a proper mind setting for some period of time hanggang sa maging part na siya ng sistema natin. So first here is still yourself to first impression. Dito, sinasabi dito na we shouldn't rely on the first impressions. Tapos, like for example, pumasok ka sa larangan ng freelancing and yung pinaka-first impression na na-experience mo is, let's say, hindi ka nabayaran. Oo. Sa first project mo, tinakbuhan ka. Hindi ka nabayaran ng client mo. So, it doesn't mean na hindi ka na rin babayaran ng mga succeeding ng mga succeeding clients mo. So from that first impression, you need to learn kung ano pa nga ba yung mga pwede mo pang gawin or strategies sa pagsisingil, let's say, or sa pagpa-follow up para sa next na client mo, mas alam mo na kung ano yung gagawin mo. Anyway, hindi naman siya agad-agad matututunan. It takes time really para you will learn kung ano yung process sa mundo ng freelancing. So, yun yung first example. Dito sa first impression kasi we shouldn't rely sana talaga kasi it doesn't mean na it happened before mangyayari din sa mga susunod pang client mo and making you fail na mag-seek pa or mag-continue sa larangan ng freelancing. So, your life shouldn't stop there. Your world shouldn't stop there sa first impression na negative na nangyari sa'yo. So, next is distance yourself from the problem. So, basically, sinasabi lang dito na hindi naman sa sinasabi na distansyahan mo yung problema is tatakasan mo na yung problema. Parang magkaroon ka lang ng limit on when you find solution sa problem. Parang it's about work-life balance. Sa oras ng trabaho, oras ng trabaho. Sa oras ng personal, personal. For example, you have one problem sa work and let's say, ang end ng shift mo is 6 p.m. So at least find ways on how to resolve that problem within the hours of your working schedule until 6 p.m. And then after that, pwede ka nang live your personal life na. You could maybe have a dinner date with your family, watch some movies, or get some sleep. Para the next day, find again a solution for that problem. So parang sa freelancing kasi is parang minsan naabuso rin yung sarili natin given na hawak naman natin yung oras natin. Like, for example, mag-extend tayo ng ilang oras, which is hindi naman dapat. Napapabayaan natin yung sarili natin, which is a no-no talaga. So, dapat alagaan pa rin natin yung sarili natin. We need to separate yung sa personal at saka yung sa professional. The work and then yung mismong life mo. So, next will be learn to objectively evaluate the trend, threats, and consequences. So dito, dapat we know how to segregate kung ano ba yung realistic na consequences and threats compared to the gawa-gawa lang natin or unrealistic ones. For example, let's take COVID-19 as our example. The dog is barking. Okay, so let's take COVID-19 as an example. Dun sa unrealistic one or exaggerated one, ayokong lumabas, baka makakuha ko ng COVID. So, yun yung unrealistic. Tapos, dito naman sa realistic, if I go out without taking or using safety gears like face shield or face mask, then if na-expose ako sa may COVID, then definitely I can get COVID. So, dun sa unrealistic, pag lumabas lang daw siya, makakakuha na siya ng COVID. Pero sa realistic naman, is kapag hindi siya gumamit ng face mask, face shield, plus na-expose pa siya sa may COVID, makakakuha na siya ng COVID. Then definitely it's true. So dapat alam natin i-segregate yung dalawa, yung sa exaggerated one at saka dun sa realistic one. Tapos dito sinasabi na dapat yung mga problems natin in life, yung mga problema natin sa buhay, gawin natin silang parang neutral force para mag-move forward and take action. So ano nga ba yung action na gagawin natin? It could possibly be seek for the help of others pag hindi na natin kaya, or mag-conduct pa ng other research on how to find solution to it, mga ganun. Kasi sa araw-araw ng ginawa ng Diyos, parang hindi naman tayo nawawalan ng problema eh. Like every after problems na resolve natin, may mga darating pang problema. So, ayun, dapat wag nating hayaan na kainin tayo ng mga problema. Tapos sa mga bawat problems na dumating or if face natin, magkaroon tayo ng physical. We can either write it or let's just keep it sa ating mga utak or we create a mental list or physical list, kumbaga, ng mga negative consequences na posibleng mangyari. So parang by making your list ng mga consequences, parang hinahanda mo na yung sarili mo sa mga possible na mangyari. And syempre, pag if you know yung mga consequences na, then you can find for solutions for each consequences. So ayun, by means of preparing for those, parang hinahanda mo na talaga yung sarili mo. Kumbaga, ready ka na to combat every problems and consequences that might arise. So next is ignore reactions, focus on improvements. So ayun, dito let's expect na maraming problems na darating sa ating mga buhay and hindi tayo mahihiwalay sa mga problema talaga. Pero we should see yung mga problema na yon as opportunity or a room for us to grow. Kasi totoo naman na kapag may mga problema at nalalagpasan natin, doon tayo natututo Parang yung mga problems natin will serve as our challenges para mas maging exciting ba yung buhay. Kasi boring naman pag walang problema talaga. So, ayun, sa inaraw-araw na ibabato sa atin ng Diyos na mga problema, dapat we should see them as a room for growth talaga and for continuous improvement. So, ayun, next slide. I think it's the last slide na. So, sabi dito, as innovations and computer capacities increase, this influence will continue to grow in the coming years at an increasing rate. So, dito sinasabi na na innovations and advancement in technologies will continue as years goes by. So, expect na if maraming advancement na darating, marami ring expect din na mayroong technology stress. So, ayun. We need to prepare ourselves sa mga technology stress. So, sa technology stress, magkakaroon ng pressure sa atin sa atin na mag-adapt sa kung ano man yung bago. Like for example, may mga bagong tools or tools sa Photoshop. Kung dati ginagamit mo Canva, Photoshop, Adobe Illustrator, yun yung ginagamit mo. Pero in the coming years, hindi mo na alam kung ano pa yung mga tools na pwedeng ma-develop. Sa case naman ng web development, sa ngayon, WordPress, CSS, HTML, Shopify, yung mga ginagamit mo. Pero in the coming years, hindi mo alam talaga kung ano pa yung pwedeng ma-develop ng technology natin. So, nothing is really impossible with technology. We couldn't tell kung anong mangyayari in the future. So, we need to brace ourselves. Dapat maging updated tayo sa trends or else we will suffer with the technology stress. Talaga. So, ayun. It says here na healthy employees means better performance that could turn or produce a healthy community. Totoo nga naman. So, ayun, my last words will be, hindi talaga enough na physically healthy tayo. We should also be mentally healthy. So, if you need help, then seek for help. Marami tayong mga mental health practitioners out there that could help us, really. So, ayun. Only way to find the lessen the burden is to find the release. So, if you wanted to enter the world of freelancing, dapat ready ka na. May proper na mindsetting ka na kung ano yung mangyayari. Handa ka na sa mga possible na mangyayari. So, that's it.
Okay, thank you so much. That was mind-engaging talk from Ms. Lear. I am pretty sure that our attendees really learned a lot. So let's go to the awarding of certificates. Okay, may I ask the session speakers to please stay online for a while as we award the certificate of appreciation. Okay, so the Philippine Society of Information Technology in cooperation with iPhITech, IT and Digital Solutions Corporation Certificate of Appreciation is presented to, of course, Sir Mark Enriquez for sharing his valuable time and expertise as resource speaker during the webinar titled Mental Threats in the World of Freelancing, held via Google Meet platform given this 18th day of August 2021, Central Luzon, Philippines. Of course, it's signed by Dr. George M. Granados, President, PSITE Central Luzon. Okay, and of course, to our Sir Jerry and Ma'am Lear Dakanay. So thank you so much po, and to hear the testimonials for today's webinar, let us listen to the PSITE Central Luzon Aurora Area Coordinator from Aurora State College of Technology, no other than Professor Christopher Marmo. Hello, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon po. For the topic, mental threats in the freelance world, it is indeed very timely and informative kasi nasa pandemic time po tayo, especially in this time of pandemic. Since more job is home-based or work from home, nararapat lang po na malaman natin ang mga mental health issues na concern with regards sa trabaho ng isang freelancer, not only in the field of IT, but other freelancer jobs. Sa isang freelancer po, it can be in terms of emotional aspect as a mental health issue, a psychological, social well-being na dapat ah, maprotektahan po sa pagtatrabaho po ng isang freelancer. So katulad po ng sinabi ng ating speaker, kailangan po ma-detect natin yung mga early symptoms para maiwasan po natin yung mga emotional imbalances. So as a final po dun sa kanilang topic, ang nakita ko lang po ay once na na-determine natin yung mga early symptoms, it will lead or it will make us emotional balance and stress-free in the field of the freelance job to avoid anxiety and depressions. So it is indeed an informative topic po for this time of pandemic. Thank you very much po. Back to you, Ma'am Amloy.
Okay, thank you so much, Sir Christopher Marmol. So before we end, please fill up the evaluation form in order to get the e-certificate. And of course, we need the photo op. Okay, let's activate our selves. Sir Fernand, kayo po ang mag-screenshot.
Sige po.
Thank you po.
1, 2, 3. Isa pa po. 1, 2, 3. Okay, okay na po. Yung link po, evaluation.
Okay po. So, paalala po, yung pong evaluation sheet po. Nakalagay na po sa ating chat box. So, that's all for today. See you on Friday for our last topic about IT marketing plan. So, God bless and stay healthy.
Thank you po. Thank you, Sir Jerry. Thank you, Ma'am Dakanay.
Welcome po.
Thank you so much, everyone. See you all on Friday.
Thank you po.
Thank you po.
Thank you po.
May parang question yata si Miss Castillo. She raised her hand. Yes, Miss Castillo.
Sorry po, napindot lang po. Sorry po.
Okay. Okay. Mr. Sorry. Okay. Thank you. Pakifill up po yung ating eval form. Thank you, PSITE officers. Thank you, Sir Marmol. Doc Adriano, thank you so much for the testimonial.
Thank you po.
Thank you, everyone. Bye po.
Bye.
Bye po sa lahat.
Thank you, God bless po.
Thank you po.
God bless.